That's definitely his game. They're definitely all keep that same mentality. Everyone knows his smile. Everyone knows his laugh. And I think that's what sets this team aside. You just know that they're going to have a blast regardless of how this game goes.
Now, we've been talking a lot about Thailand, but let's not forget about Denmark, because this is not a team to sleep on.
I'm not sure how long they're going to wait to try to change things up, but it might have to happen sooner rather than later, because that's going to be sound barrier. The attack visor coming through as Fisher finds the kill, follows up with the second one as Kurlos goes down. And Denmark are just going to keep the payload moving. Tinawan diving in, trying to get a stop onto this one, but immediate flip to the side, the headshots register, and Fisher's going to fall. Mickie with attack visor halfway done, has to retreat and will just get picked off in the end as Fisher goes on fire with this soldier play, and the payload is just not being hindered at all. Backs against the wall with 4 minutes remaining, leap into the air there from Tinawan, and he just goes down immediately. Fisher yet again, just tracking him straight into the sky. Mickie, knowing that he's going to lose that mech, goes ahead, throws up that self-destruct, not going to come up with anything, zones him back a little bit, wraps him around the payload. Now going forward, does take down Fisher finally, but he himself will lose the mech yet again. And the payload is still just moving forward, inch by inch. Denmark getting closer to point six. Dragon Blade also available now for them. You can see the sound barrier from Thailand does come through. Mickie just now respawning as they try to hold on to this, but that's going to be the Dragon Blade coming through, and Tinawan has already fallen. Dashing forward, looking for the kill in onto Fanny's. Can't quite find him yet. Transcendence does come through from the side of Kurlos to try to keep everybody topped off as Mickie is trying to deal with Fisher in the back line. They will be able to kill him. The help from NCNR is enough pressure for that soldier to fall, but Primal Rage from Nerf just smacks NCNR down to the ground, and it seems like Denmark still desperately want to try to get this completion on this push, but with Oputo with a Dragon Blade cutting through should send them back to regroup. Down, so Dragon Blade's going to be nullified. Now Transcendence popped out here by Kurlos as they push in, looking for a bit more contention here onto the point. Nearly have that second tick about halfway there, but the nanovisor comes down from Fisher, and he is still just topped off, firing away, finds Panties with the kill. So T in that one, and now looking for Kurlos, but he will be taken down off the flank. He does fall. Tinawan coming up with the 2K.
Options, these are opportunities for Thailand, but time is of the essence here. This is going to be their last opportunity.
Yeah, there we go. Overtime ticking through. Immediate dive in onto the payload comes through from the side of Nerfed. Almost has that Primal Rage ready to go, trying to stay alive until he can get it. There we go. Now available, and Tinawan has fallen. Nano boost in onto the monkey. Primal Rage gets popped, and he's just smacking everybody around, trying to get them off that payload, so the overtime will tick down. A couple kills do get traded up here for Thailand, as two members of Denmark are dead. They use that sound barrier to try to stay alive. Panties dangerously low, will die in the end as Nerf finds the kill, but they're still trading back to get rid of both DPS members here from the side of Denmark, and Mickie is just firing away, has the self-destruct ready to go, and for now, Thailand will keep this payload moving, but they still have a ways to go down. As we see Nerf leaping in, trying to keep this one in contention. Krytox into the back line, has the Dragon Blade drawn out. Kurlos goes down, Panties falls. It's going to be Lin going down as well. Tinawan is finally able to answer one, doubles down, gets rid of Krytox. Nerf falling, he gets Kelix, and Thailand might have just done it. Still a bit back and forth and scrapping onto the point as Mickie desperately tries to buy time for the rest of his squad to join him here. Still relatively healthy though on the Diva with the side of Tinawan, and looks like they might have just done it.
Lin trying to get on here, gets booped away. Here comes Nerf, but he's not there in time.
They push him off, and that is going to be it. They get the completion in overtime. Thailand against the loss, was looking so bad for them from the start.
And he always shoots Mickie first. You could tell he's in the
well, that's going to be the start coming through already, though, as the pulse bomb comes in. Attack visor from Fisher does take out Oputo, and Nerf just jumps forward. That's going to be a second kill there for Fisher with the Helix rockets. Locking onto the Tracer. Everybody cutting back almost towards the spawn here as he just keeps smacking around. Thailand has still not been posturing forward onto the point to try to get that cap, and they are still losing members. Tinawan going dead as well as Kurlos yet again. Now Panties under fire. Has not died yet, but has to still try to get himself out of here. Discord over the end.
Does have the attack visor, so they have the ult advantage. And Thailand now has to make a desperate push.
NCNR coming into the back line, just trying to get rid of Lind, and a couple more shots would do it, but in the meantime, the rest of Thailand has just gone down. The team kill completed as they go in as a full 6, and now they're looking to hold on as Krytox strolls out. That Dragon Blade goes dangerously low, has the deflect to mitigate a ton of damage, pops the mech from Mickie, knocking him out. They can just leave him in that Baby Diva form, but instead Nerf is just going to go ahead, leap on him, takes him out. Oputo able to pick up a kill for Thailand, but that's trying to keep them alive, and you can see just going to be a bit of a Genji battle in the end. Oputo is able to come out on top of that one. Sound barrier down here from Thailand as they try to regain control of this. Halfway on that take so far, but some nice time buying coming through there from Kelix, trying to delay this from being handed over, but in the end exceed it from what we see from Denmark. Craggy does go forward, finds Kurlos, a nice opening here for the Danes as they look to get this retake. He will get popped out of that mech in the end. Craggy just going to go ahead his way out of there.
Denmark also getting dangerously close to their big 6, so if they actually are able to grab this without using really any ultimates, then Thailand is going to be in some serious trouble here for this best of 3, as they are going to get the retake, and now they've held on to almost...
from the side of Lind as they push in, trying to maintain control over the point, because now we're into overtime. Fisher with the attack visor, firing away, and Krytok strolls out the Dragon Blade as well, cutting his way through Mickie, who's just didn't have the opportunity to turn around and try to answer a kill. Mickey's gonna die in the end. Krytok's finding him with a shuriken. Self-destruct, not gonna gain anything really here for Thailand. And overtime is ticking down. It might just be the 2-0 here on Lijiang, and it will be Denmark picking up another win.
Now, I was going to say, let's see what they focus here, because we saw the Tracer coming out again to try to look for the picks. We saw the kind of disconnect between who is going to grab what on the side of Thailand here.
NCNR will be able to finish off Krytok, so one of the crucial DPS members of Denmark has been eliminated, but there's still so very many of them as they get ready to push in, looking for that first cap.
Again, Fisher just completely uncontested. Even though Mickie is on the Diva, he just can't get into the right spot here. Puta will live despite the Discord. Is going in deep, though. That was on the right direction to run.
Bumped right up into the air. Not even going to be really building up anything for that Death Blossom, as the first tick is already gained here for Denmark. And honestly, going to be riding this up to 2. And will we see a last-second contest from Thailand? Seems like they just want to go ahead and call for the retreat.
Krytok does switch over off the Reaper, but here comes the attack. The first push of many we're going to see from Denmark.
Yeah, sound barrier comes through, and Fisher has that attack visor firing away, looking for a pick here on NZNR. Will be able to get him with the help of Kelix in the end, but the Death Blossom now down here from Apunto comes up with a kill onto Craggy, and hasn't really been punished too much yet. And there we go. As I say, that does get moved back, and he'll get taken out by Fisher from the backside. Bit of exchanges back and forth here. Thailand, of course, going to have that faster run back here with a respawn right in front of the point. But the first tick nearly comes through from Denmark, but seems like they're going to go ahead and have to perhaps peel back yet again. Sound barrier will be thrown out here from Thailand. Not sure if that was entirely necessary for them to hold on to the point for now.
He's going to set up, and then we're going to see Craggy just go into sentry mode there and look for the kills.
Well, Krytok's going forward, finds a kill here onto Panties. Will get swept in the end.
Building up so much meter, you can see, too, on the Bastion.
Yeah, 50% nearly there. NCNR coming in from the backside, but does not have that pulse bomb to take him out immediately. And that's going to be 2 ticks picked up here from Denmark. So the pressure from this Bastion actually working out quite a bit. And nobody from Thailand gets onto the point.
Unfortunately, does not connect. Eaten there by Fisher.
Yeah, able to move over to the side. Not going to get taken down by that one. Aputo here with the Dragon Blade, just diving in, trying to cut anything that moves. Will knock Fisher out of that mech and help take down Nerfed as well. And already Thailand in onto the point, have that first tick coming through. Now looking for Kelix yet again. They will take him out, and that should be 2 ticks at minimum just about here for these guys.
Yeah, they can actually finish
they're trying
this.
to zone them out, and they're going to be looking for it. Dive back in, coming through from Denmark, trying to buy as much time as they possibly can, but Nerfed yet again is just going to fall, and Thailand might be able to go ahead and beat the time bank of Denmark at the end of this. Not over yet, though. Fisher goes in, popped out of the mech immediately, and that will be the sound barrier thrown down by Panties, trying to keep everybody healthy and into the fight, and so far it's working out very well here for the side of Thailand. Trading up multiple kills, now 5 dead on the side of Denmark, waiting for those respawns. Nerf's going to fall. That's just going to be the map, and Thailand bets the time of Denmark. They should be able to make it back to this point here in time.
It's going to be about Fisher again. Can he carry with one more attack visor to close this one out?
I have a sound barrier to help keep them alive through all this.
Yes, and they are going to have that Dragon Blade to pair with that too, so it's going to be chaos here in just a moment. Aputo, not with the EMP, would have been so useful. Fisher gets the high ground, but already jumped on here by Tinawan.
Yeah, Biotic Grenade comes through though to try to burst him back up, now firing into the backside of Mickie. Will pop him out of that mech, and they can finish him off. Krytox with the Dragon Blade goes through, finishes off maybe Diva, but needs a lot more than that if they want to complete the map. Finds that final slice as he takes out Panties, but he loses his life right after, and Lind will also be going down. Fisher falling. 3 members dead on the side of Denmark, and Thailand will have that faster run back, and Tinawan is the recipient of that nano boost, and it seems like they have done it overtime. Will tick down. They hold firm. Seems pretty good as he nearly has that EMP ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be their kind of a way to attack here. They don't have any other ultimates to pair with it, but it could still just win you a fight right away with no abilities usable.
I mean, if you can take out Carlos first and foremost, or help keep Carlos alive, and then finish off some of the tankier members here as they are looking to do, but Nerf is the only one going down so far, and Thailand are going to be the recipients of all of this pain being dished out. Multiple members dying. Aputo using the EMP and not really...
Feels like deja vu a little bit right now.
Yeah, it certainly does. Craggy going to go down first and foremost as Mickie finds the kill, and now Thailand going to be looking for that second point. You can see the Transcendence coming down here from Carlos, trying to keep everybody topped off on this assault. as they try to get this rolling halfway, just about toward that first tick, but now it's going to be the nano visor here on a Fisher in the backside, firing just straight into Mickie's face, has that defense matrix for the majority of it, but still will get popped up, but has that self-destruct. Go ahead and throw out, and he actually finds Craggy at the end of it, so Thailand are still the team coming up with the multiple kills. Now NZR firing away everybody from Denmark, running back towards the spawn, and this could be it, the second tick.
Here we go,
they tag in? They cannot do it, and Denmark are able to put a win on the board. They will take Lunar Colony.
And can we just talk about that Mickie mech? We saw the mech come out actually to keep Mickie alive. He actually went down low, so to remech, he actually dropped the mech there.
I mean, look at this
Attack
composition. Attack Bastion with a Reinhardt and Dazaria. So Denmark really changing things up here. Craggy immediately trying to drop down into that sentry form to get the pick in onto NZR, but going to be a bit too difficult, a bit too elusive there on that Tracer. Instead, just going to posture up on top of the payload where he has nerfed here to defend him, and they actually get NZR in the end. He pokes his head out just a bit too far, and he gets taken down. Now the leap in from Titawat mid-air will be killed. Mickie as well, the Bastion ripping through everybody on top of the payload, and Denmark are just gonna keep on trucking. Rid of Craggy, and Denmark is in full overtime mode. Have to stick to this payload, desperately need to get this cap, but the pulse bomb is there from NZR. Follows up with the double kill as Nerf does go down, and NZR has been popping off these last two maps. Will get taken down in the end by Kellex as Denmark desperately tries to get this, pushing Fisher with the sound barrier, pushing in, looking to take out Kurlos. Can't quite find the sight lines to get him. Now firing away into Mickie, who's just buying as much time as he possibly can. Will get knocked out. The payload starting to move forward, but still, it's going to be Thailand desperately trying to hold this down. But with those kills coming through, Kurlos and Panties both falling, that will be the completion. Thailand. And you can see one going to be used right now. Sidawat does pop out on that Primal Rage. Has Fisher contained into a corner, but the heals are still coming through. Now the EMP thrown down, and they have to sprint backwards, and that self-destruct is coming through.
No pairing with the EMP. Mickie does come in here to deny the last part of that attack visor, but it already did the work, and Nerf is the one who's able to get the kills.
I mean, Thailand, they've been investing. They invested almost everything other than that nano boost there from Kurlos, and they buy a little bit of time off of the bank.
He needs to buy time to get that self-destruct, to buy this, to stop this second checkpoint. Does survive for now.
Sound barrier down here from Denmark. Payload still moving forward. The leap in coming through here from Titawat on the backside. Will pop that Primal Rage, just trying to smack everybody away, keep them off that payload, so the overtime can tick down. But you can see Denmark still are coming out on top as Krytox dashes through, gets rid of NCNR. Panties falling yet again, and Titawat is able to answer one here onto Craggy. A big delay tactic, but Mickey's the only one right now trying to stop Kellex.
Here comes the EMP, but it feels like too little too late. Oputo finally taken down.
There's nobody else there to capitalize on top of that one, and now Fisher is going to be having that attack visor ready to go to continue this push. Just in front of B contention. Now coming through from Thailand, the sound barrier thrown down. Fisher will be popping the attack visor, but has to chew through those shields first and foremost. Drops onto the low ground, gets the Helix rockets on the NTNR, but now he's slept out. But have they been able to follow up the kill? The answer is no. They find Kurlos, they find Panties, and it seems like Denmark will be able to complete this one if Craggy can just land in his pulse bomb. Won't find the hit in onto Mickie. The zone out will be coming through from that self-destruct. Finds the kill onto Kellex, but that's about it. The rest of the team was pushing through. Mickie couldn't get back into the back in time around, and Fisher has helped come up with 2 kills as Panties and NZNR have both gone down. Titawat leaping back in, will get sniped out of the air by Fisher, and Denmark are just going to keep the hopes alive at the moment. 5 members sitting strong on top of the payload, just waiting for it to move. The contention from Thailand has still been very strong, but now that Mickie is knocked out of the mech, they might be able to create some distance for themselves.
They'll have all 3. Looks like they're going to use it early here.
Yeah, they're going to toss this one out. Krytox going forward, looking for the cut through, but the sound barriers are thrown down immediately there from Thailand, just trying to deny all that damage. It seems like it did a pretty good job. NZNR picking up one on the Craggy. Nerf goes down as well. Things looking relatively good here for this side of Thailand as they seek to hold this one in overtime. Most of the team from Denmark has fallen, and the clock is really only being delayed very slightly by Krytox, but there you go. He falls.
This is very terrifying for Thailand, and they're probably going to look for the hacks when he does, because he's just so strong when he does have it. EMP does go down here.
Comes through. There's going to be the Transcendence out here from Kurlos as well as they try to push forward. Hack coming down, and it's going to be Lin and Nerf both falling, but Fisher does find a kill here onto Kurlos. So a nice little answer, and Krytox with the Dragon Blade going forward, finds a kill as he dashes through onto a Punto, but the double hop kill coming out of Tinawat takes out both, two of the DPS members rather here of Denmark, as Craggy is desperately trying to dash around, keep this payload locked into place. Is successful at the moment, but should be paying for this one with his life. Does go down right there.
Now their ultimates need to be a lot more careful how they use them. See if Aputo wants to drop this from down or look for a better opportunity.
Onto Craggy, he just goes down immediately, and ZNR does find that kill. There's a coupling up, and Krytox also goes down, so two of the big DPS members here from the side of Denmark are suffering some deaths, and this could be a big opening for Thailand. EMP thrown in from Aputo as they try to clean up. Lin will fall, Nerf going down as well, and the kills are just spilling over and over. Yeah, they already lose out on NZNRs. They're not going to be building up for those pulse bombs in the background, but Kurlos does take out Craggy, so both of those tracers will be exchanged. That comes down as Nerf leaps over to the high ground, keeping himself alive at the moment, and that's going to be Thailand going through with the sound barriers. Krytox has that Dragon Blade available. Now getting jumped on the heels, not going to be enough from the side of Lin and Kelix to keep him alive. He goes down, NZNR pursuing deep with that hit, does take him out, and that's going to be Nerf going down as well. These Discord orbs just helping to rip through the tanky members of Denmark. They're trying to change away the fight, but Tinawat firing away with the Primal Rage, finds two kills. Kelix going down as well. The payload just moving in. Fisher barely tags in time. The poop not going to be enough to take him off with contention, but he is going to die, and that is going to be it. In the end, Thailand able to complete the map. 45 seconds remaining for these guys, and they make it 2-2. Say, no, we will not go down 0-4. We will tie you up, Denmark. We will give us our first 2-2 scoreline of the day. So they will remain competitive in this group.
They got that checkpoint. Thailand got that checkpoint where they were most vulnerable, right?